This is Luxembourg, the tiniest nation on the map within the European continent. Military, non-existent. Economy, literally a wheat farm and a livestock ranch. In Victoria 3, countries like this get steamrolled within the first 10 years. But I have a different plan. What if instead of being history's punching bag, Luxembourg becomes the greatest utopia out there? Now, spoiler alert, this run got out of control. I'm talking breaking the global economy, starting wars that should never have been started. So grab your seatbelt because we're about to turn this little speck on the map into a world-dominating nightmare. It's funny how at the start of the campaign, we literally have less land than what Luxembourg has today. So fingers crossed, the London conference is going to be on our side. Otherwise, we are going to be doomed. The good part is that we do have the ability to build iron mines, coal mines, so we can actually industrialize from the beginning. That's why we'll be rushing for lattes and atmospheric engine from day one. Now guys, clearly our goal as Luxembourg is to dominate the world, or at the very least survive longer than France expect us to survive. Gotta get that logging camp in there, an iron mine, and we're of course gonna go for a tooling workshop third. Rejoice, people of Luxembourg, very low taxes for everybody, and literally all the possible decrees you could ever think of. Now legislation wise, we actually have pretty decent legislation. We've got interventionism, tenant farmers, but we do want to modernize because we want to have an open society. So that means we have to reform our government a little bit, maybe get the rural folk in here and kick out those petit bourgeoisie or landowners, whichever works best. There we go. That means we can at the very least go for racial segregation, which will allow us to import more pops from around Europe. But our goal is really cultural exclusion or multiculturalism. Cultural exclusion would be perfect. Problem is right now only the intelligentsia support that. So actually, hold on a second. Maybe I can bring in the intelligentsia. Can I bring in the intelligentsia? Oh my god, I can! Okay, change of plans. Intelligentsia, we're canceling this. We're going full on culturalos exclusionicos. And I'm going to be improving relations with everyone that I possibly can. Just because I'm going to need some friends in this adventure. Also going to get another declared interest in North and South Germany so we can get some more rivals in those areas afterwards and get more influence with which we can improve relations with everyone. We do start as a junior partner of the Dutch. They are in essence our leadership, and we want to break away from that, starting by decreasing our relations with them. Time to suppress the absolutists and the supremacists. We don't have time for that type of schnitzel in here, buddy boy. Oh my god, 4 people are radicals. It's Jover, guys. It's actually Jover. What could we ever do against 4 terror? Oh, there's 7 of them now. It is actually over now. I mean, I don't even know what I'm gonna do anymore. I think the biggest issue is the population. We literally have like no pops right now. It is crazy. Oh my god, we went to adoption phase with cultural exclusion. Okay, this actually might be the run that I'm gonna keep in that case. Let's go ahead and also subsidize our iron mine just so we can make sure we have enough iron for the tooling workshops. And we also managed to pass cultural exclusion, which is a huge startup for us. I also want to go for appointed bureaucrats, where we have a lot of opposition for that from the landowners. And I also would like to get landed voting just so we can start ourselves on the path towards democracy and get some political parties going too. The problem now is, guys, that we cannot request support regime from the Dutch since they would accept that. And it will start lowering our liberty desire. And they're already giving us knowledge sharing without us even asking for it. Yeah. This might be a little bit more of a challenging run than I initially expected it to be. Nobody also wants to support our independence for some reason, but I am hopeful that once the London conference happens, we will be able to change our diplomatic standing with our neighbors. Holy schnitzel, boys. Holy freaking schnitzel. What happened? Why did I not even get the London conference event? Is it because I'm a junior partner? Is that what happened? I'm so confused right now. We just got a massive chunk of Wallonia. Okay, this changes everything because now we're an actual nation. Holy mother of God. We got 2 iron mines, a sulfur mine, a coal mine as well. Sad part is this is actually owned by financial districts in Wallonia. So eventually we were going to have to go to war with the Belgians to get that ownership for ourselves at the very least. But hey, on the bright side, we are going to make a save game here because the London conference was very good to us. Our economy just tripled. We went from like 1,000 to almost 3,000 in ducats right now. And out of all nations, the Ottomans would like to support my independence. shekels? What the hell? Sure, Ottomans. 1,000 shekels is not that big of a deal considering we're not using it for much anyway right now. Let me check who is the rival of the Dutch. The Belgians. That's it. Just the Belgian. Will the Belgians actually accept my independence? They might, actually. They really might. -10 only for that. So if I improve relations with the I shouldn't have stopped improving relations with them. I should have just continued to. That means we might be able to get the Belgians on our side, boys. Getting one of each industry is also going to help us increase our standard of living quite a little bit and just provide goods for the general population to make use of. I want to have at least one of everything. Plus, I need railways, which is why I'm researching that right after we finish the atmospheric engine. Our infrastructure is not as great as it probably should be. Hey, there you go. This is absolutely a massive booyah nakadons. We got double the amount of output now for all of our mines, which means I probably could afford to get a construction sector. Maybe not. We shall see. Now, this obviously will be an iron frame production method construction sector from the get-go, and it seems like we are in fact able to sustain at least one for now, at least. What we're lacking though is more trade centers. Next up, I'm going to go for public schools, which will help us increase the education access and assimilation. Reason is that I would like to see as high literacy as possible. We started with like 12% and we're already at 39, which is a massive leap forward. How did Luxembourg become so rich in today's time, considering they were like this just 100 and something years ago? What happened? There we go. The Belgians officially will support our independence now. We just gotta owe them one obligation, that's all. We're gonna also make this up for 25 years so that we make sure at least for the next 25 years the Belgians are gonna be there for us. If we were to increase it to 50 or 99 years, it will make it a lot more difficult to get them to agree to this particular treaty. But between 5 and 25 is the same amount of chance, basically. There we go. We got them to agree to it. I just realized that I'm giving the Ottomans 1,000 every freaking week for like nothing. I feel like I got scammed with the Luxembourg Declaration. I might just back out of this in 12 months because, yeah, this is not really working out for me very well. Did I just fall for the oldest Turkish scam in the book, guys? Oh, they canceled their defensive alliance with the Americumers. Time to maybe declare a war. I don't know why I'm singing all of a sudden. Is that weird? Am I weird sometimes, guys? Be honest with me. Also, I don't know if you guys want this, but I really hope that you do. If we get 4,000 likes in this video, I plan on doing a Circassia run where we get the unique Circassian achievement, which is honestly probably going to be one of the more tougher challenges I've ever done in Victoria 3. And it's likely going to require us to go all the way to 1936, just like we did with Krakow, just to get that achievement. And hey, whilst you're here, why not hit that subscribe button? You know, if you enjoy the content, you want to see more videos like these, I'd really appreciate it. Did we just see a building appear when we finished building that textile mill? I think we did, didn't we? That is so cool that you see that in the map. Finally, we got railways. Let's go, baby. Click that in there. We need this desperately. Look at that. The private sector also realizes how desperately we need this. They're building the exact same thing, so I guess we don't need to do it if the privates are doing. In fact, what we need to do is build a second construction sector because we can't afford that right now. And we do have the population, 40,000 peasants still for the time being. Oh my god, I just realized we already have 3 million in the investment pool. Maybe we should let the investment pool do all the hard work for us. Go back to very low taxation in that case. Oh, actually, I can renegotiate this for 25 years. They still support my independence as long as I host a power block embassy and I give them trade privileges without having to give them any money, which is a pretty big deal. No, I'm dead. I'm actually dead. I'm genuinely dead right now. So I got no more transit rights through Prussia and I'm not connected to the rest of the Dutch areas, which means that unless Belgium or France give me transit rights, I will not be able to connect to the world market and I am dead in the water in that case. We may be able to get transit rights with them. I cannot give them an obligation because I already gave them one. So the only other thing I can do is give them money. I'm going to give them the 1,000 ducats that I was giving to the Ottomans. Maybe that's going to help. This is really bad. Like really 10% chance of accepting. This is really bad. Oh god. What is happening here? Oh, this is really bad. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna transfer them some goods as well. I don't know what to do, man. This is crazy. No tariffs, no subventions. Please, just accept it. Oh god, this is like, okay, they accepted. This is literally the worst thing that could have possibly ever happened to me right now. So I'm 100% relying on the Belgians at this point. Oh God, what am I doing with my life? Playing these wild runs. Oh, great. We also failed passing public schools. One of the most basic laws ever. All right, let's try and go for appointed bureaucrats. That might help out a little bit. Oh, and I also forgot to make this for 25 years. I made it for 5. I am an actual genius. 5 years later, we're gonna have to struggle to get transit rights again. Another problem we have with increasing autonomy is that we need to have nationalism research before we are even able to do this, as we are a personal union type subject, not a puppet. This will turn us into a protectorate though. So that means next level is gonna be independence. Right now we have actually acceptance chance plus 51. So they literally will accept us to become a protectorate because we increase relations with them and because of obligations. Oh, okay. I'm also going to try and go for National Guard, which will allow me to recruit a couple more conscripts. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. And speaking of, we also want to upgrade all of our units to line infantry, as well as, let's see how many conscripts we could possibly get with the enlistment efforts. So that would go from 2 to 16 conscripts. Okay, that changes everything. If we go back here, we see that they would 100% accept now because their perceived ability to defeat Luxembourg is less than it was before. It was like minus 18 before, now it's minus 11 because of the extra conscripts. So I'm gonna delete these for now, but we'll do that once we are ready to increase our autonomy in a couple of months once this is done. Oh, we might be able to get transit rights through France now. Let's make this for 25 years. 62% chance, basically for free. It is on, baby. All right, that means we can cancel the Luxembourg convention here, or at the very least renegotiate this, because this just sucks pee-pee right now. I'm just gonna say, I don't know, give them trade privilege. They would accept that, and it would cancel out the 1,000 ducats that we're giving them prior. There we go, baby. That feels like a little bit scummy, not gonna lie. That feels like a little bit of an exploit, if you ask me. Oh God, no. Confederation with Prussia? No. No, thank you. Oh, they just got a claim on me. I feel violated right now. Ew. North German Federation formed. This is so bad on so many levels. It's crazy. All right, we're gonna have to improve relations with the North Germans in that case, just because we don't want to get eaten by them, do we now? And we also can finally increase our autonomy. 87% chance of it happening. Please accept. They did accept. Beautiful. So now we are a protectorate. We have our own map color. Oh, let me see this. This is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. That is actually the most beautiful color I've ever seen in the game, and I'm not just saying that because I'm currently playing as Luxembourg, except maybe I am. Maybe. Seeing as we also managed to pass National Guard, we can now go for Homstabing, and we've got quite a little bit of support for that. Actually, we have in fact been bolstering the peasant movement, so that has helped out a tiny bit too, I guess. We can do this too, so we can use up the rest of our authority points to suppress the supremacists, and then back to low taxation. Plus, I'm confident we can do another construction sector. So let's go number 3. Our liberty desire is also increasing, and I'm gonna try and diplomatically get my liberty desire, get my independence. Maybe if I'm super friends with them, they'll give it to me. If they don't, then, well, we're just gonna have to go the good old Declaration of Independence war way. We're also up to 8 million investment pool, so we're gonna need more construction sectors. Let's get 2 more for now. And I think it's time that we get some treaties with other nations to build in those particular nations. Getting investment rights in anyone in Europe would be absolutely massive. Right now, the Germans would like to build in my country. I don't see that happening without mutually helping us out, boys. So I'm gonna only allow whichever big nation allows me to build in their country to build in my country. Okay, ironically, the Belgians would accept, which is pretty funny, but the truth is I'll probably be attacking the Belgians and eating up parts of their country, so not the worst idea to build the buildings I'm eventually gonna own, is it? If you ever wondered how many construction sectors should I have, well, this is the rule that I like to go by. Of course, this is just my opinion, doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. In essence, I just click over on my investment pool, and then I see if the new construction is equal to the reinvestment, then that is the amount of construction sector. So right now, we're making a lot more money from reinvestment, which goes into the investment pool, than we have construction going. So that means we technically should have more than 35 construction sectors. Probably need at least 3 more or so, and then once that's done, we can pause construction for the government, and we just let let the private sector do all of its work, right? So boom, Clicius Maximus, private sector is taking over all of the construction, and despite it taking over all of the construction, we still have 38 to 35,000 reinvestment, which means we really need at least one more construction sector or two more construction sectors. So click two more, on pause, wait for those to finish, then pause it up again, and there you go. We're only losing 2,000 in the investment pool, and that's going to change, as you would imagine. They want to build in Luxembourg. How about you let me build in your country? They would accept that. They would actually accept. Oh, you are so stupid, Ottomans. I am going to make so much money off of you. It is insane. And it has already begun. We're building in North Serbia and Ankara already. That's really good because right now we have no population in essence. So until we manage to get more pops to migrate to our country, we are going to struggle with getting pops to work in our factories. There you go. This is perfect right now. We're getting reinvestment 40,000, new construction 40,000. This is exactly the balance we want to see. We're still making money though, and we're up to 47,000 national revenue from the 1,000 that we started with, by the way. We literally started the campaign with 1,000 national revenue, guys. That's crazy. And check it out, we're up to 53,000 reinvestment now, which means we need more construction sectors. Problem is, we already have massive issues with wood. We got basically no wood. I'm gonna give subventions for importing wood, so we fixed that particular issue, which means we're gonna need more trade centers now, and in turn we need more merchant marine, our biggest bane. The fact that we don't have access to the sea yet, and we cannot create harbors or ports or whatever you want to call them, really is biting us in the ass right now. Now next up, if we manage to pass free trade, we're gonna have a massive advantage with the extra 25% trade advantage, but it means we cannot use the no subventions and no tariffs treaty option when negotiating with our neighbors, which can give us a little bit of extra acceptance for treaties. Check it out. The GDP ownership map already shows what we own around the world, and we already are starting to own a buttload of... Oh my god, look at that, look at that, look at that. Lower Egypt, we're the second owner of GDP in Lower Egypt. We own more GDP in Lower Egypt than the Ottomans themselves. That says a lot. I'm not gonna lie, that really says a lot. Oh yes, baby, we're about to get the ownership of GDP in the Italian lands. That's a 57% acceptance chance. So what if I give them obligations? Would they accept support independence? They wouldn't. I'm gonna give them obligations just because I want to 100% secure this particular deal with Sardinia Piedmont. They really would come in handy in the future. Now I might be selling my soul here, but I got a 60% chance of getting the French to support my independence in exchange for letting them build in my country. It might seem like it's a stupid idea. They declined. Freaking hell, man. I was gonna say it might be a stupid idea, but they don't really have anything to build because there's zero population, so that literally would be only us gaining from that particular deal. Maybe we can do the same with other nations though, and that is a big nope. Nobody wants to. That is very unfortunate. We can get some more population by changing some of our production methods around now, and more importantly, I want to change to explosive factory production methods. That means I want to change to dynamite and nitroglycerin even before that. Although nitroglycerin will kill off a lot of my population, so maybe not the best of ideas. I guess I can just wait. Oh, boys. We have just entered, well, the Dutch have entered the Council of Nations, which is a trade league established by the Americans. Considering we are now a part of a trade league, maybe it's not the worst idea hanging in this for a little bit longer just to take advantage of said trade league. I'm also going to attempt again to pass public schools. And check it out, boys. We are the second world power when it comes to standard of living. Everybody wants to come here. For some reason, though, only the North Italians have arrived so far. But hey, that's a beginning, okay? North Italians beats the schnitzel out of South Italians, if you think about it. Just kidding. I love all Italians equally. We're going to be also spamming some universities. It's about time. And we got our very first company that we can establish. Now, obviously, the metalwork producers would be the smart choice here. We get a prestige good, which can lead to trade advantage and exports, as well as we get some prestige, manufacturing industry throughput, and of course, it affects tooling workshops. So I'm going to go for this as my first one. Give it investment rights, trade rights, and of course, we can also give it iron mines. Now it's going a lot better, though. We're already on ascent phase with the public schools, so we should be okay there. I'm going to stop declaring my hatred towards the Dutch because it's already very apparent. And they left the okay. All right, buddy. The literal only reason I was still a subject of the Dutch was because they were in the Council of Nations. Then they just left it. Why? Why do this, brother? That completely screwed over my market now, as you would imagine. Oh, yeah. But hey, at least we got public schools. So let's go ahead and level this up to level 3. And we're also going to attempt to go for laissez-faire. If this passes, that's huge. It means we get the loan interest rate reduction. And more importantly, private construction allocation is 75%. And that's good because right now we're standing at 18 million construction available from the investment pool. We're getting twice as much reinvestment compared to the construction we're building right now. And we got Greeks migrating. So that's good. It means that we are starting to get pops into our country, which in turn means that we can start developing our country more and becoming the economic behemoth we always wanted to become, right? Actually, my standard of living is going up now that we left the American power block. Maybe it was a bad thing. All right, we also can get some more construction sectors now. So let's max this out, get an extra 10 construction sectors for the time being. It might be a little bit of an overkill, but considering we're making about 90,000 in reinvestment, I think we can definitely sustain 20 construction right now, 20 construction sectors better yet. And it seems like the scumbag Italians have left my little treaty. Scumbags. It's time for our independence war, and I have to say this is one of the sneakiest independence war I've ever had, where we literally cannot lose. Hear me out, okay? Because this is actually big brain. I mean really big brain. So what I'm doing is declaring a casual independence war. We got the Germans on our side, the British on the side of the Dutch. So odds are 50-50, let's say. I'm confident we can win though, because we got the Germans. But if we lose, what will happen is the Dutch get Flanders and Wallonia. So that means Belgium is only going to be Gelre. That's it. And if the Dutch get Flanders and Wallonia, what happens is they're still our overlord, and we don't need transit rights through France or through the Germans, because we will already have transit rights through our overlord, the Dutch. Plus, that will piss off the English, because the Belgians will have lost most of their country. So the English are likely going to support our independence, or at the very least will fight against the Dutch in the next war against them. So we quite literally cannot lose this. Now, since I obviously want to expand, right, I will also be going for Holland and for Friesland in this war, or maybe Gelre. I'm not sure which one, Holland or Gelre. 700, 900,000. It's about the same amount of population and the same amount of GDP. This is a tough one because Gelre is closer to me, but at the same time, Friesland has whaling stations. Yeah, what am I saying here? Gelre is better. It's got coal mines. I'm gonna go for Gelre. Obviously gonna go for Gelre. What's wrong with me? Also temporarily gonna increase our taxation levels just because we're gonna need to pay for our units, and we're gonna have to raise our conscripts too here. Make sure we get this guy to level 2 so we have enough command limit for him. And please, whatever you do, Germany, win the war. Alternative is not bad though. It's really not bad. I don't mind the Belgians disappearing or becoming a small little Gelre. All right, boys, we managed to capture both of the war goals, Holland and Gelre. And by we, I really just mean the Germans, which are literally doing all of the heavy lifting here. That means that for all intent and purposes right now, the Germans have won the war for us. We got Luxembourg. I mean, we got Holland, we got Gelre. It's Jover, and we're also independent. As for the British, well, I don't mind if they enforce their investment rights on Belgium, to be fair. I'm just gonna disband my army. I'm gonna let the Belgians handle this. One major issues we have now is that we don't really have market access. So the way this works is, despite having transit rights through France, which allow us to connect to the world market, for us to get a connection between Gelre, Holland, and Luxembourg, we need to either directly own land or have ports connecting both areas. Obviously, I cannot have a port in Luxembourg, so I'm screwed because I will forever be getting zero market access until I connect these two by land or sea. The only other option I would have, and this is actually, again, 9-head, what would you do in this situation? You'd be screwed, buddy boy. That's what you do. But no, what we're gonna do is we're gonna join the Zollverein, and that means we need to get 200 leverage over us for the Germans. So we're gonna improve relations with them, and we'll be giving them investment rights, which means they're gonna start building in our country, and with that build up, they'll be able to get the leverage to invite us to the power block. Being in the Zollverein means that despite not having our provinces directly connected, we still will have market access to those areas via the North German market, so we don't completely economically collapse as a consequence. Now, that being said, I will be destroying my construction sectors and a few other buildings in Luxembourg, in Holland and Gelre for the time being, and trying to stabilize my economic situation here too. Plus, very important, we have to incorporate these states as well. It's going to take 5 years, and it's going to be extremely expensive from a government administration perspective, but we do have the government administration buildings that we need. We also have way more universities that we're ever going to need right now. I mean, universities are good, but I'm not economically able to sustain that, so I'm going to delete the ones in Holland and Gelre for now. I guess I can also temporarily increase my taxes a slight little bit. It's not going to make much of a difference, though. I'm going to keep on keeping it on very low for now. Oh, look, the Belgians are getting invaded. Hornor, whatever. Oh, they want my piece? Sure, I'll take that. There you go. Beautiful. Now we got the piss in our times, guys. Big piss. And look at that. We already have 43 leverage over us by the Zolverin. And I managed to get the industrialists in government, which means I have a chance at going for no migration control. This would be very good, but I don't know if it's going to pass. Also, since we have laissez-faire now, all of our buildings will get privatized, so we're going to have a big infusion of money coming up. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. It's a very big infusion of money. Come on, guys. Hurry up. Build stuff. I need that leverage. Joining the power block is literally our only saving grace right now. Guess we can also start lowering our relations with the Belgians just so we can eventually have the ability to attack them when our infamy is low enough for that. I've even been trying to get them to give me a power block embassy, but there's nothing I'm able to give them that they would accept. Like, I would have to pay a lot for that. I mean, a lot. Probably like 5, 6, 10,000 just to get the, there you go, 5 to 6, 7,000 to get the power block embassy, which is an insane amount. To be fair though, this does disappear pretty much instantly after we yeah, let's accept it because that's only temporary. They decline with 75%. Come on, man. Really? Like, really? How is this possible, dude? I'm getting some of the worst RNG imaginable in this run, I swear. Kind of funny, but whilst my country is basically dying because of the market access issues, our private sector owns half of freaking Ottoman Empire in Egypt. It is insane. Look at that. Lebanon, 63% of the GDP in Lebanon is owned by us. 16% of the one in their capital is also owned by us, and so on around everywhere. Not 50, but like 30% of the Ottomans is owned by us right now. So it's been about 15 years, hundreds of reloaded save games. I tried everything. I could not join the freaking power block of the Germans. I'm even freaking in a defensive alliance with them, and I'm not able to join the power block. It is just crazy, the RNG. At the very least, we managed to get a hold of Friesland, and it's going to be incorporated in 3 years, give or take. Now, we have also finally managed to get into a war with the Belgians, which I believe we should easily win. And there you go. They decided to fight us, which is actually perfect for us, not so much for them. It's a little bit of a funny game because I've actually been making massive leeway with building stuff around the world. I mean, literally half of the GDP in the Ottomans, as well as in the Spanish lands, is mine right now. They just withdrew from the treaties, though. The problem is that I unfortunately got too much infamy, so I lost my treaty with the Ottomans, I lost my treaty with the Portuguese, the Spaniards, and such. I'm gonna have to get those back afterwards because we still have an insane amount of investment pool. But now that we have a connection over all of our lands, holy schnitzel, are we gonna turn the lowlands into an insane economic area. So the cool part is that now we're also making a massive amounts of money from privatizing all of the buildings we got from the Belgians, and we're gonna have to change our production methods. That should be the very first priority for us right now. Boom. Make sure we have the most optimal production method everywhere imaginable. I have to be honest, guys, I reloaded probably above 80 times. I'm not even exaggerating because I had some absolutely dog shit RNG. I had to load back a few years before just to fix some issues before they occurred, and it's just been literally 15 years of praying to RNGesus because it was not going great. Kind of sucks. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of this type of gameplay where you just have to continuously reload prey-G'ing for the best outcome. But unfortunately, when you play as some nations like this, you know, which are a little bit smaller nations and don't have the capacity that other bigger nations have, you really are forced to. It's also why when I'm going to play as Circassia, and I'm expecting to have really bad RNG as well, and as such have to reload a lot. Because look at that, they already disappeared. I have to say, in the current patch that I'm playing for 1.9, which is the latest patch. The Ottomans are doing really good. The Russians are doing really good. Germany has formed Super Germany a lot. Haven't seen it happen yet in this game. Hopefully it does not happen. But the AI has overall been behaving a lot better with this particular iteration of the game. Oh my god, it feels so good to have 100% market access in these areas. Imagine 15, I think actually 17 years we owned areas that we could not connect to the rest of the country. It was literally killing us economically, completely killing us. Now the next step is going to be to properly modernize the nation, build up the nation, because we do have 12 million population now, and try and see how strong we can get as Luxembourg in the next few decades, I guess. Oh, and also very important, get back those treaties once our infamy is low enough that we can get treaties back again. Oh my god, the communists. Go away, communist! Okay, maybe we'll just enact regulatory bodies. I'm a big fan of that for the dangerous conditions. And look at that, we're already making a profit. That means, as you'd imagine, that we probably need to get more construction sectors. Oh god, I just realized Flanders is not incorporated. That is going to be an issue. Also, we need to get more government administration buildings and a lot more construction sectors. Let's you know what, I'm gonna max out my construction sectors all over the country. Hey, we've also finally become a great power. I mean, a major power. Holy schnitzel, we are the 9th major power now in the world, and our GDP is massively increasing. We're actually going to be overtaking the French soon enough with 51 million GDP. Holy mother of schnitzel. See, this is what I'm saying. A simple thing like not being able to connect your lands can completely destroy a run, and I think that shouldn't be the case. I think you should be able to have a treaty with the neighboring nation that allows you to connect your provinces, so you can just make it that transit rights connect your provinces. I don't think it's normal that transit rights doesn't connect your provinces. It's stupid in my opinion. It should connect your, because like I got transit rights earlier through France for the Germans and such, that those transit rights should have allowed me to connect to the sea, which in turn connects to the rest of my country, right? That's only logical in my opinion. I don't need to reload and do freaking mental gymnastics here for freaking 15 in-game years just to connect my provinces. Like, what is this about? Okay, yeah, all right, we're getting 400,000 transferred from the investment pool. This is crazy, guys. And we're starting to get a lot of migrants too. What does our cultural makeup look like? We got, first off, a lot of Flemish people, so most of the pops are Flemish. Wallonia, which is our primary culture actually, alongside North German, which is also primary. You got 600,000 of them. 3 million French and Dutch, and we've got some Greeks, North Italian. So these are mostly pops that we had migrating into our provinces from before the war actually. All right, you know what, I'm gonna go crazy and I know I'm joining this a little bit late to the game, okay, but I want to go down colonial. I want to have the historically accurate Luxembourgian colonial empire. Okay, guys, this has to happen. All right, you know what else has to happen? Us getting back the treaty with the Otto Broskis. Yeah, that's right, we're not done with building in your country, buddy boy. We are above the French and the Americans. We're what? Hold on a second, buddy. Why does freaking Canada have more GDP than the Americans? This makes no sense to me. What the hell happened here, brother? They're the 5th great power and the 14th minor power has more GDP. What is this? What on earth is this? It's so weird to see, dude. We also have Austria above the North German. I mean, I guess it makes sense since North Germany doesn't have Bavaria and such. Yeah, this is a fairly standard game, which I've seen in the past couple of patches, I guess you could say. The British are just insanely OP, to be fair. Like, if you get I haven't gotten one yet, but if you manage to get investment rights in their country, it is over. You make ridiculous amounts of money off of those dividends in India, especially. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, time to get rid of South Germany, time to get rid of the Balkans, and it's time to migrate. And I wish I could go for multiculturalism. Can you imagine the amount of pops we'd be getting? So I know I need human rights. That's not the problem though. I got 0 support for this right now. Nobody wants this at all. But to be fair, that would be very historically accurate. The last monarchists, they lose their ideology. They will change to moderate. Boom shakalaka. Put behind your monarchist ways, you scum. So there's some good and on some bad things right now. The good thing is that this is fun. This is actually fun. But the bad part is this feels identical to me playing as Belgium, except for the first 30 years, instead of playing as Belgium, I'm struggling to conquer Belgium so I can play as them afterwards. With colonies, with the addition of colonies. That's right. Look at all these bad boys we're getting right here. Oh yes, baby. Oh yes. You get a colony and you get a colony. Oh yeah, all of those colonies around Asia. We're gonna need to invest a little bit more in our colonial affairs. I've been struggling for quite a few hours to get this done, and I feel like I need to go out and touch some grass. I hope you enjoyed this run. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what other videos you'd like me to do for Vicky 3. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.